A very good morning to Sir Idris Muhammad Mobin. My name is Piramindra Chana Laki Sugumar. My registration number is 25DDT19F1018. Today I am going to present problem-based task. Okay, now firstly introduction. The 5 tuple is used by IT administrator to identify requirements of creating an operational and secure network environment. The component of the 5 tuple include a source IP address and port number, destination IP address and port number, and protocol in use. In this lab, I will exploit a vulnerable server using known exploits. I will also review the log to determine and compromise host and file. Known vulnerabilities are DOS attack, SQL injection, directory attacks, and system configuration attacks. Web service hosted on these servers post direct vulnerabilities to the servers. Okay, for the first part 1. Part 1 is prepare the virtual environment. First, we need to launch Oracle VirtualBox. So after we install our Oracle VirtualBox, we need to launch the VirtualBox, which is okay. So this is my Oracle VirtualBox. Next, the step 2 is in the CyberOps workstation window, verify that the network set to internal network. Select machine setting network under attached to select internal network. In the drop down menu next to name, select inside, then click OK. Okay, so we need to click our CyberOps workstation in our VirtualBox, and then we need to press setting, and then we go to network, and we need to change our network to internal network. And after we change to internal network, we can press OK and save the setting. Step 3, launch and log into CyberOps workstation, Kali, Metasploitable, and Security Onion virtual machine. So I will log into CyberOps workstation, Kali, Metasploitable, and Security Onion virtual machine. So this is my CyberOps workstation which I logged in, and this is my Kali which I logged in. This is my Metasploitable, and this is my Security Onion virtual machine. Now step 4, in the CyberOps workstation virtual machine, open a terminal and configure the network by executing the configure as static sh script. Before that change the configuration, the NIC as, which is the IP address, so we need to change our IP address as the question given. So first I did ifconfig in my CyberOps workstation terminal. So you can see that I get 192.168.0.11, which is my IP address. So I need to change it to 209.165.200.232. So the step that I will do is I will enter the command sudo ifconfig npost3 209.165, which is the IP address that we need to change, which is 209.165.200.232, and the net mask is 255.255.255.0. So after pressing this command, it will ask our password, and after we enter our password, we can check if the command did work or no. So we need to press ifconfig. So after I press ifconfig, now my IP address has changed, which is to the as the question asked, which is 209.165.200.232, and the net mask is 255.255.255.0. So now the next step is we need to change our gateway to 209.165.200.226. So we need to enter the command sudo root at default gateway 209.165.200.226 and post 3. So after that we can check did it change or not by entering the command root -n. So after I enter the root -n, it shows that my gateway is already changed to 209.165.200.226. Now part 2, reconnaissance. In the Metasploit table VM, open a terminal and configure the network by executing the NICS. This is the IP address and gateway. So we need to repeat. The step is a bit same like before this. So we need, but we need to do it in our Metasploit table. So now I open my Metasploit table. I entered ifconfig. So after I entered ifconfig, we can see that my IP address is 209.165.200.235. The IP address that the question asked to change is to change to 209.165.200.234. So this is the IP address that the question asked to change. So same like as before, I will press command sudo ifconfig eth0 209.165.200.234. So to check did it work or not, we can press ifconfig to check. So after I press ifconfig and my IP address is already changed to 209.165.200.234. So the next one is the step to change the gateway. They asked to change to 209.165.200.226. So at here, I entered the command sudo root at default gateway 209.165.200.226. And to check did it work or no, I pressed the command root -n. So which is the output shows that my gateway is already changed to 209.165.200.226. Okay, now step 2. In the Kali virtual machine, right click the desktop and select open terminal. So for this, we need to open our Kali. After we open our Kali, we need to right click at the home page at the desktop and press open terminal. So after we open, there will be a pop-up which is the terminal, which is root alliance Kali. Step 3. In the Kali VM, open a terminal and configure the network by executing the NICS. So they asked to change to this IP address and change our gateway to this. So I first change my IP address. So I use the command sudo ifconfig eth0 209.165.200.235 with the net mask 255.255.255.0. So after I press ifconfig, the IP address has changed to the as the question asked. And the next one is sudo root at default gateway. So we need to change the gateway to 209.165.200.226. So I entered the command sudo root at default gateway 209.165.200.226 eth0, and I checked using the command root -n, and my gateway successfully changed to 209.165.200.226. Now we go to part 3, exploitation. So the first step of part 3 is, in a terminal on the Kali virtual machine, enter MSF console at the prompt to start Metasploit framework. So we need to start the Metasploit framework. So at the Kali, we enter the command MSF console. So after we press enter MSF console, our Metasploit framework will start, which it will show some random image, and it writes metasploitable.com. So the step 2 is, at the MSF prompt, enter search vstpd to search for the module that is associated with the VSFTPD version 2.3.4 backdoor. You will use this module for exploitation. This search will take a few moments when building the database for the first time. So this is the command to build the database, which is search vsftpd. So after I press search vsftpd, so we need to wait for a few moments, and it will show our module database, which is named exploit unix ftp vstpd 234 backdoor. Okay, now step 3, the exploit has been found. Enter the following command at the prompt to use the vsftp backdoor exploit. So to use the vsftp backdoor exploit, we need to use the command use exploit unix ftp vspt 234 backdoor, which we get at the database from above, which is using the command search vsftpd. So the next is, from the exploit prompt, set the target host to Metasploitable virtual machine. So they asked to set the host to metasploitable virtual machine, which was given by the question, which is 209.165.200.234. So the command to set this is set our host 209.165.200.234, and then we can press enter. Verify the exploit setup, enter show option at the prompt. So to verify we did the setup properly, we need to enter the command show option. So after I enter the command show option, it showed me the module option, which is the our host is already set to 209.165.200.234. Okay, now step 6, at the prompt enter the exploit command to execute the exploit. So we need to execute the exploit. So I entered the command exploit, and then this is the result, which is showed that it found a shell and command shell session 1 is open. So the next step is to verify that you have root access to metasploitable virtual machine, enter who am I. So this is the step 7. Step 7 is we need to enter the command who am I. So after we enter the command who am I, it will show root and our host name metasploitable. So question 8, step 8 is what is the current username. So the username is root, which is when we enter who am I, it showed our username is root. What is the host name? So our host name is metasploitable. Step 10, check IP metasploit. So to check metasploit IP, we need to press ifconfig. So after we press ifconfig, it shows our metasploitable IP address 209.165.200.234. Now step 11, to gain full control of metasploitable virtual machine, begin by display the content of etc shadow file. So we need to use the command /etc/shadow to open the file store that has the password information in an encrypted format. So we need to press the command cat space /etc/shadow. So after we enter the command, it will show the content of etc shadow, which is contains password information in an encrypted format. Now step 2, highlight the content of etc shadow and right click the highlighted content and select copy. So we need to copy all of the information of the output of the command etc shadow, and after we copy, the step 13 is open a new terminal in the Kali VM, start nano text editor, enter nano /root/shadow.txt. So after we enter this command, the nano text editor will open. So after the nano text editor is open, next step is right click the blank space in nano and select paste. So we need to paste the content that we copy from the output of cat /etc/shadow, and we need to paste in our nano text editor and save it by pressing Y to save the file. Okay, now step 16, return to Metasploit framework terminal on the Kali virtual machine. You will add a new user myroot your name to Metasploitable virtual machine. This user will have the same password configuration as root. So to do this, we need to use the command echo, which will append a new line to add the new user myroot your name to the /etc/shadow file. So this is the command, which is echo and our name and two greater sign and /etc/shadow. So after I entered the command, the next step is to allow myroot to log in with elevated privilege. Use the command /etc/shadow for the encrypted password to be found. So the next one is the next command is the cat command, which is cat /etc/shadow. So it will show all our encrypted password. Next, use the following echo command to append the setting of myroot. So this is the setting command, which is the command is echo Praveen x00 root slash root bin to greater sign slash etc slash password. And next, enter exit when done. Press enter and type quit. So after that I enter the command exit, and command shell session 1 is closed. Next, part 4, infiltration. John the Ripper is a tool used to find weak password of user. In this step, you will use John the Ripper to crack weak password. Make sure your ID, your name cat slash etc slash shadow is saved to slash root slash shadow.txt update. From the Kali virtual machine root prompt, verify that the shadow file is in the slash root folder on Kali virtual machine. At the root prompt on Kali virtual machine, enter John command to crack the password. Use the show option to view crack password. Note the password cyborg was added to usr slash share slash john slash password lst file to speed up the password cracking process. After you have cracked the password for the user analyst, you can access Metasploitable via SSH using the login name analyst. So first we need to enter the command sudo john minus show slash root slash shadow.txt. So the output will show one password is hash crack and 7 left. And the next step is using the command cat, which is cat slash usr slash share slash john slash password dot lst. So it will show the list of the password. So the next step is to access Metasploitable by using the command ssh. So we use ssh analyst alliance 209.165.200.234, which is our Metasploitable IP address, and this is the output of the command. And after the output, we can see that the root of our Kali changed to analyst alliance Metasploitable. So we already access our Metasploitable. The next step is find the target host. Verify that you have root access to Metasploitable. Enter the su -l my root at the command prompt. So I enter su -l my root at the command prompt. So the next one is display the slash etc slash shadow file command. So I entered the command cat slash etc slash shadow command. It shows some of the password in the file. So this is the list of the encrypted password. That is all the steps that I did in the problem-based task. So as a conclusion, in this problem-based task, I learned to exploit a vulnerable server using known exploit. I learned to set up many machines such as Cyborg, Workstation, Kali, Metasploit, and Security Onion virtual machine. I learned how to configure network. I used John the Ripper tool to find weak password of user and also crack the password. I use Nmap to test for an FTP vulnerability on the Metasploitable. And finally, I successfully completed this assignment and gained a new knowledge. Thank you.